Hey, how y'all doing? This is Jelon Miguel Kendrick. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a current overseas basketball player, former All-American, former McDonald's All-American, parade All-American, all those fun things. And I want to educate some people on things I wish I knew when I was participating in college basketball. And one of those things I wish I would have known is how to leverage my stipend that they were giving me every month. Basically what happens in college, a lot of colleges, especially D1 colleges, they pay for your college tuition. They also give you some type of stipend that allows you to pay for your rent, some utilities, and to have fun with, you know what I mean? Just buy certain things as far as like shoes and things like that and that nature. And a lot of times it's a decent amount of money, especially for an 18-year-old kid, 17, 18-year-old kid. You're talking about $2,000, maybe even a little more, depending on what type of school you go to. Especially in these new times where a lot of these college kids can get sponsorships. So now they're even getting more money than we would have gotten when I was in college. So today I just want to get into, like I said, how to leverage monthly stipends to build credit, and also maybe to create some business. We may get into that, we may not. I don't know if we have enough time. So one of the things I want to talk about in this realm is, one, being disciplined. So one thing we know about basketball athletes in general is that you have to be disciplined in order to even make it to D1 colleges. If you aren't disciplined, you lose track. We all know a lot of athletes that was really good in 6th grade, come to 11th grade senior year, and we never even hear these kids anymore because they fell off, because they got cocky, they got complacent, they stopped working hard, luck didn't favor them. All these things factor into it, but one thing we do know: hard work, dedication, discipline, and a belief system all work I can't even say that word. They all work together to create a high possibility of you playing in college basketball. So why not do that for your future self, and doing that with the finances that you're getting to set your future self up to be financially free. We all know that the dream is to make the NBA, the dream is to go overseas, and the dream is to create financial stability via basketball. But throughout our entire lives, they've constantly told us that the probability of that is very low. So why not create some type of freedom for yourself, your mind, while you're in college, to have money to back you after basketball or after college, so that when you're on your journey to traveling across the world to work out for these NBA teams or G League teams, you don't have to get a 9-to-5. You don't have to sleep on your friend's couch if you don't want to. You don't have to get a 9-to-5 to pay for your trainer, because you have some type of financial backing, because you leverage what you did in college, whether that be your credit, whether that be building businesses, savings, things of that nature, to help your future self continue onto your journey. It's amazing. So one of the things I want to talk about is the 50-30-20 rule, which I just found out it originates from the 2005 All Your Worth, the Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan, written by current U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren and her daughter. Basically, it's referencing over 20 years of research that you don't need a complicated budget to get your finances in check. All you need is, to balance your money across your needs, wants, and saving goals by using the 50-30-20 rule. And this is the rule that I've been using over the past few years, and it is amazing. It has helped me save a substantial amount of money, helped me build really good credit. I mean, my credit is above a 790. It has helped me build a good savings for my future self, and has created some freedom for me to get into different ventures, travel a little more, and not be so stressed out about basketball, but to enjoy it and have fun and do it as something that I passionately love. So basically, how would you budget your money in the 50-30-20 rule? So basically, to simplify it, you will figure out what your money is, or what your stipend is. So for instance, let's just say your college is giving you a stipend of $2,000. So simply put, needs, 50% of your money will go to needs. What the needs are things that you can avoid. payments for essentials that would be difficult to live without. So things like monthly rent, electricity, gas bills, transportation, insurance. You know, if some reason you got a loan as a college basketball player, or basic groceries. These are things that we can't live without as a basketball player. We need to have rent. A lot of us are living in the dorms, but if you aren't living in dorms and you're living outside the dorms, then that's where this 50% of your monthly stipend will go. So if you're getting $2,000 a month, basically $1,000 a month will be used for these type of things. Now keep in account that as a college basketball player, because I know people are out there probably saying $1,000 a month ain't much for groceries, rent, electricity, etc. If you're a basketball player, I'm a basketball player as a high major athlete, they found you somewhere decent to live that it isn't very costly, or you're living at a dorm. So you can definitely afford to, you know, pay rent, get your electricity, and get basic groceries and necessities with $1,000 a month. Plus, I think the new ruling is coaches can like take you out to dinner and buy groceries for you. Have to fact check me, but I believe that that's the new ruling, because when I was my last year of college, we had that as an incentive, that coach could take you out to lunch, take you out to dinner, which is great because, you know, that's free food. Free Benihanas, free PF Chains, free whatever you want. So make sure you're building a rapport with your college coaches to, you know, reap some of those benefits. These college coaches are eating off you. Why not, you know, create great relationships with them that'll last forever, and also give free food while you're in it. And, you know, kind of like in the whole process. So after that 50% goes into our needs and our necessities, we have 30% to go into our wants. Our wants can be certain things like taking our girl out to dinner, clothes, Jordans, shoes, what we want to buy our mom for a holiday, if we want to buy a necklace or whatever the case may be, Netflix, HBO, Amazon Prime subscriptions, groceries that are other than essentials. So, you know, if you want to buy a gang of candy and a gang of junk food, chips and stuff like that, all of that will be coming out of this wants category that we have created for ourselves. And from that wants category, if you're making $2,000 a month, or your stipend is $2,000 a month, that wants category is going to be about $600 a month that you'll have allocated to yourself to do whatever you want to do with it. Then you have the stash, which is going to be our 20% for our savings. This is what I really want to get into a little bit, and this is going to be probably about $400 a month if we have $2,000 stipend, which if we stick very diligently to this, that comes up to about $5,000 a year. So over 4-year college span, you could have saved $20,000 just by sticking to this rule. You're still spending money, you still have your necessities, things like that. You know, we're not even talking about like summer camps, working the clock, doing camps. You know, that's just extra money that we'll have at our disposal. But with this, what I think is a very good thing to do is to build your credit and start creating businesses. What I mean by build your credit is you take these $400, you go to your local bank or whatever bank that your college have you associated with, Bank of America, whatever the case may be, whatever your small town, Oxford banking. You go to Oxford banking, you go in there, they probably know who you are because you're a basketball player. So use that to your leverage, please. People like you, they'll give you high minimums. Be disciplined. I wouldn't suggest getting a high minimum as a 18-year-old kid, because you really don't understand how credit works. And if they give you a $20,000 limit, which I doubt they would, but let's just say they do, they give you a $20,000 limit, the chance of you blowing that $20,000 limit because you've in your mind said to yourself, you have $20,000 that's yours. You don't fully understand the concept of credit yet. So what I would say is get a secured card. Secured card is probably, you can ask for a $200 secured card, $200 and $500 secured card. And basically what happens with this secured card is that you cannot go over this $500 limit at all. And a lot of times you have to have at least $500 in your account. So if you don't pay that $500 limit, they'll just immediately extract it from your account. And what this does is it starts to build credit. It starts to build a trust with the credit bureau, between you and the credit bureau, that basically says that you can handle your money and you can pay them back whatever is borrowed. This becomes very important later on in life, because as you continue to want to buy homes, cars, all these things, start businesses, what happens is they go and they look at your credit and they go and say, this person over the last 4 or 5 years has been building their credit and now has a good credit score. We've given him or her a certain amount of money, and they seem to be paying their payments back on time. They understand the concept of money. They understand that how to use money. They aren't just taking advantage of us giving them money. And that is a very important thing in becoming an adult. And so I think a secured credit card is very, very wise to get early on, so you can start to teach yourself discipline, because all this is discipline. And then maybe your senior year, if you're feeling frisky, you want to get a better card, something that is along the lines of like a travel card. You have multiple different travel cards and things of that such that can help you on your journey. Maybe after your college, your senior year, you want, like I said earlier, you want to go to these different G League tryouts, or you're going to these different NBA tryouts, and maybe you aren't high on the draft board, so maybe your agent isn't paying for all of your expenses that you possibly have to pay back once you sign your contract, so you have to come out of pocket. So leveraging your credit can help you basically in the long term. The other thing I think that would be really cool, or a really cool thing to do, is to start to use some of this stash money to, and these are like, you don't have to do one or the other. You could do all of them. You can do a little bit of all of them, but I just want to bring this to your attention. I think another thing would be start creating LLCs and businesses. You are a business. You can write off certain things in your taxes, like the gas that you put in your car, because as a business, I'm a basketball player. I need to go to the gym. In order for me to get to the gym, I need transportation. In order for me to participate at my job, which is basketball, I need basketball shoes. In order for me to not be naked at my job, I need basketball clothes. In order for me to travel to this, to see my mom or whatever the case may be, I need to buy plane tickets. I need to feed myself. All these things can be written off on your taxes, and you can basically get some of that money back on the back end of your taxes if you have LLCs in place. I won't get super into LLCs and building businesses, but I think it's something that you should keep on your mind, because it is very important, and it's something that I wish I knew when I was in college. Another thing I wish I would have known while I was in college is using what is called a Roth IRA, which is a special retirement account where you pay taxes on money going into so a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account that allows qualified withdrawals on a tax-free basis, provided certain conditions are satisfied. Established in '97 by a man named William Roth from Delaware. He was a Delaware senator. So basically what this does is, some of the key takeaways from this is, like, it's a special retirement account where you pay tax on your money going into your account, and then all future withdrawals are tax-free. Roth IRAs are best when you think your marginal taxes will be higher in retirement than they are now. These are some of the technical terms. Like, what I know it as is basically, let me just put it in as simple terms, and anybody can feel free to correct me on this, because I'm not a genius at it, or not even the best at it or good at it. But what I do know of it is that it's a great savings account. You put your money in, you can account for inflation, hyperinflation. The market's going to go up and down, but you basically put your money in, let's say $100 to $300 a month, or maybe even your $400 savings a month. You put that in starting at 18 years old. You keep that up until you're 50. You look in that Roth IRA account, and there's $2 million sitting in there at your disposal now that you're 50, because you started early, you stayed disciplined, you put your money in there. And 50 is a very young age. I have a teammate right now that is in his 50s that is starting on my team, matter of fact. 50 is a very young age. A lot of times as basketball players, we plan for the now, and the now is very important. Enjoy the now and appreciate it. But also, oh shit, sorry. But also, understand that a future is highly possible. Like, you're going to live past 30. You're going to live past 40. You're going to live past 50. You're going to be older. You know what I mean? You're going to mature. I would hate for you to be 50 and still working a job 9 to 5 trying to like pay for bills. I would love it if you start at 18, 17 and create some type of financial freedom, or get the ideal in your mind to now you're 50 and not only have you made quite a bit of money playing basketball and on your business ventures because you started at 18, you started being disciplined, you started financial literacy young, but now you also look into your Roth IRA and you see 1.6, 1.9, 2.4 million dollars sitting in there from just $400 a month over time, and you have that money at your disposal as well, and that money can go to your grandkids and go to whatever you want, and it's tax free. They don't tax you on it. So these are just some of the things that I think that I just want to bring to you guys' attention, because I wish it was brought to my attention. And yeah, so I mean, basically what I want to do is I'm gonna be talking about random stuff and things that I find interesting, things that I wish I would have known through the process of it all, things I wish I would have known coming out of college, pursuing an MBA career, pursuing a overseas career that no one taught me, and I think is very valuable to learn, and I want to share with you all. And because I want you guys to not make some of the mistakes that I made on my journey. And the most important thing that I can do is give back in the best way that I know how. Is that perfect? Is that the right way? Don't know. But it's the best way that I know how. And that's what I plan to do. So, peace. Kick it with y'all next time, man.